Om. Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gananaam Tva Ganapatigam Havamahi Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jyesharajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashunvannotifisidha Sadhanam. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. वासुदेवेन्द्र योगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुं मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधोऽभिधीयते तत्त्वबोधोऽभिधीयते. We were looking into the definition of Atma Kaha. What is Atma? So while describing what is Atma, directly it was said that Atma स्थूल सूक्ष्म कारण शरीरात् व्यतिरिक्तः स्थूल सूक्ष्म शरीरात् व्यतिरिक्तः पंचकोशातीतः सन् अवस्थात्रय साक्षी सच्चिदानंद स्वरूप सन यस्तिष्ठति सात्मा. It is not the three bodies, it is not the five koshas, and it is also the sakshi of all the three avastha, plane of consciousness. So we had been describing the koshas portion. What are the koshas? So the kosha, the definition of kosh came into being like what is kosh? It has come from push dhatu. It has come from push dhatu. Push dhatu means something which covers. So how does it cover? It covers. It doesn't, because the covering has to be bigger than the covered, isn't it? Always the covering has to be bigger than the cover. If the tablecloth is covering the table, then the cover has to be bigger than the table. Always. So if we had described that there are 2 or 3 types of coverings, like a tablecloth covers a table, like a box covers the jewel, or the bank covers the cash. Is it like that? Is the covering like that? Then it was said no. Who will tell me how is the covering? Let me see if you have, if you all have revised it. I've allowed you all to unmute yourself and tell me. How's the covering here? How does kosha cover? Is it like the jewel in the box, gem in the box? Is it like the bank, the cash in the bank, or is it like the tablecloth covering the table? What example was given? Tell me. How is it covered? And where is it? Think about it. Because if it is covering, then the covered should be smaller than the covering. The tablecloth is always bigger than the table. Then that Atma, there has to be something bigger than that Atma because Atma is being covered. So this is not possible actually. ये नहीं हो सकता. Then how is it covering? You have to think. Now the koshas, my Annamaya kosh has covered my Atma. I have become that. I'm giving you hints. How is it? How is it? Nobody? How is it covering? Nobody.
Like the wave has covered the water.
Ah, very good. The wave has covered the water. The wave, because our attention does not go to the water. When we are looking at the wave, our attention is on the wave, the height, the intensity of that wave has covered the water element. We don't see that it is made up of water. Like others also give me examples now. Sonia has initiated. Others give me examples like this. Shubhashish, give me example. How does it cover? Other examples. We have got so many examples. What we are looking at is the outer thing. The inside, the material cause, we are not looking at it. That is the
Pot,
covering.
pot covering the mud.
Yeah, yes. All the examples Sonia will tell. Pot covering the mud. Yes, right. The pot has covered the mud. And what else? Seemaji, Gitama, Dhirenji.
Gold covering
Ornaments
jewelry.
covering the gold.
Yes, good, Shubhashi. Good, Seemaji. Ornaments covering the gold. What else?
Seed covering the plant.
Okay. Plant covering the seed.
वो जो सीड के अंदर से वो अंकुरन होता है तो वो अंदर भी कवर्ड है इसके कुछ.
हाँ, अच्छा. Okay. What else? So you got the point, isn't it? So whatever outside, I'm looking at the cloth, but my attention does not go to the thread. My attention goes to the shape, outside shape and name. But my attention does not go to the material cause of it. That is called the Kosh Buddhi. So what is it indicating here? How has it covered? It has covered. Where is it now? Tell me. Where is that wave Buddhi? Where is that ornament Buddhi? Where is that pot Buddhi? That is in my mind. So I have to actually work on that mind, on that Buddhi to remove that. Outside, I cannot remove it. I cannot remove the wave. Hey, wave, hato, hato, hato. मेरा मुझे पानी देखना है. Hato, tum hato. We cannot do like that. It's not possible. So what is it? We have to go and work in where that Kosh Buddhi is acting. And it is in the Buddhi, it is in the intellect that it has covered. Actually, it cannot cover because there is nothing more bigger than the Atma. So Atma cannot be covered. But when our experience does not say like that, because we become like that when my gross body is not well, when it has got some disease, or it is not well, when I'm having headache, or I feel I have become that. I am not well. Why my body is not well. My head is having a headache. I am not having a headache. That is the covering. That's the thing that is being covered. That my Atma is completely covered by that Buddhi. My Atma is covered by that Annamay Kosh, Kosh Buddhi. So this was our Annamay Kosh. Then Annamay Kosh, Annamay, Maya, there was Maya Pratyay, Mayat Pratyay was there. We had seen that also. So Mayat Pratyay was used for, Mayat Pratyay is used in two senses. What are the two senses that we use Mayat Pratyay in?
Prasurarthe,
Prachurarthe and Vikararthe. Prachurarthe and Vikararthe. When we say Punyamay, Papamay, that is Prachurarthe. It is made up of that. It has got a lot of Punya. It has got a lot of Papa. That is Prachurarthe. And Vikararthe means it is modification of something. That is Vikararthe. Like when we say from sweet, the sweet meat is made up of milk. So that is milkmay, payomay, or sharkaramay. That is vikar in that sense. So here also when we are calling it annamay, that is vikararthe and not prachurarthe. We are using it as in the sense of a modification of food. Food, it is a modification, vikar of that food. That is why this is called annamay kosh. So annamay, let that annamay sharir be there. First, what happens that annamay sharir starts working on that annamay kosh, and then that annamay kosh gets activated in my buddhi, and my atma now becomes annamay atma. These are the three things: Annamay Sharir, Annamay Kosh, and Annamay Atma. At present, what is happening? I have become Annamay Atma. If it was, let that Annamay Sharir be there. There's no problem in that. Let it be there wherever it is. But at present, what happens? I am becoming that Annamay Atma. What I am not. And then all the problems start, because when I become what I am not, then I get affected by those things that I'm not. And where is that thing being played? It is in my mind, it is in my intellect. And so I have to work there to remove that. That Kosh Buddhi is where? That Kosh Buddhi is in my intellect. I have to remove it from there. I have become like that. Next point about what we are going to see today, till here we had seen. Next point what we are going to see today is Pranamay Kosh, because next to Annamay is Pranamay. So Pranamaya Kaha, today there is nobody to share this name. Pranamaya Kaha. हाँ
मैं शेयर कर दूं?
करो, मैं तुमको co-host बना देती हूँ. So Pranamaya Kaha. So when we are, when it was asked, what is Pranamaya? Pranamaya Kaha. Very good. प्राणाद्याः पञ्चवायवः वागादीन्द्रियपञ्चकं प्राणामयः कोशः प्राणाद्याः पञ्चवायवः वागादीन्द्रियपञ्चकं प्राणमयः कोशः. Okay, we'll see this one and then we'll go to the next one. So what does it have? It consists of 5 vayus. It consists of pranadi panchavayavaha. It has got 5 vital air. Vag, Indriya, Pancham. But is it that Pranamaya Kosh? Is it only with the 5 Vayus? No, it has got Vag, Adi, Indriya, Panchakam. It has got all the sense organs of in Vag, Adi, Indriya, Panchakam. It has got all the sense organs of perception as well. Okay, actions as well. Sorry, Vag, Adi, Vag is action. So sense organs of action. Sense organs of action, 5 sense organs of action, plus this 5 vital air that consists of Pranamaya Kosha. Okay, so if somebody asks you what is Pranamaya Kosha, what does it constitute of, you should be able to tell that 5 sense organs of action and the 5 vital air. These things constitute the pranamaya kosha. Okay, so pranamaya kosha. Now, pranamaya. Pran is here for it is bala. What is it? It is balam. How much energy one has got. Main personality is tested is in manomaya and vignan. But here, here it is how much a person has got balam. So balam is not equal to breathing. Breathing is not balam. So prana mein power is equal to energy. That energy is got through that prana only. So breathing is a function of that prana. Breathing is another function of that prana only. So it is possible that you are having feet but you're not walking. It is possible. You have that sense organ but you're not using it. Similarly, here also, it is possible that you have got prana, but you're not using it. So here, breathing is a function of that prana. So breathing is perceived, but that prana, that energy, that we are not able to perceive it because it is a shakti. So it is not sthul prana. It is not sthul prana. It is a portion of that subtle body. Pranamay Sharir, Pranamay Kosh is the portion of that subtle body. So lesser, sometimes you'll see that the animals who have got lesser lifespan, they breathe very fast. Their breathing is very fast. So that is also one case that when we breathe very fast, we reduce our years of life. The span of life is reduced. So yogis and mahatmas, when they do pranayam and all, they can increase their lifespan because it is said that it is the prana is always counted. It is counted and the lifespan is according to that breathing only. So prana here means balam. Balam means what? Balam means who is not a giver up. He does not give up. He 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 accepts all the challenges. Like Hanumanji had a lot of bal. Like those people who want to climb Everest, like those people who go for adventures and all, they have balam in them, a lot of pran in them. That is called balam. So here, experience of that pran is that experience of energy only, actually. Experience of that pran is nothing but experience of that balam. So when you do anything, you start feeling exhausted because that shakti is being used, that is being exhausted. While walking a lot, why do we feel exhausted? Because that balam, that shakti is being used. So the tiredness, the weakness, or the excitement, whatever, all is the dharma of that pranamaya kosh, and it is not the dharma of atma. Here the purpose is to separate. Here the purpose is to distinguish and see that I am not the pranamaya kosha. So that the dharma of that pranamaya kosha is being superimposed on me, and I feel that I am thirsty, I am hungry, I am tired, I am feeling weak, I am exhausted, all of that. So when actually I am hungry, the stomach does not pain as such. The stomach will send you the signal to the brain, and the brain will let you know that you are hungry. So actually it works like that. So actually what is that? The dharma of the pran is being told to us. The dharma of the pran is being told to us through the brain. We get the signal. When I'm feeling tired also the brain indicates that when I'm thirsty also the brain indicates that I should have some water. So it is not the dharma of udar, stomach, to get hungry, but it is the dharma of the prana that it gets hungry, thirsty, tired, and everything, because the prana is getting dissipated, it is getting exhausted. Even in Bhagavad, there comes a story of Puranjan and Puranjani, wherein that Puranjan is the Jeev and Puranjani is the Buddhi. Remember that story? We have seen many times. So they are residing in a very big palace which has got 9 gates, and in that there's one snake with 5 hoods, 5 hoods, hood. So that snake is that prana. That snake protects that whole building, I mean the palace. So this body is that palace with 9 gates. Here that Jivatma is staying, is residing with that Buddhi, Puranjan and Puranjani. And to protect that gate, this house of 9 gates, there is one snake with 5 hoods. 5 hoods means all the 5 vital air. So with those 5 vital air, pran, apan, vyanudan, saman, all that is that snake. Yeah. So that there also we can see this example of pranamaya kosha. So when we are walking, oxygen is required. So he stops. Who's telling to stop? That one who's telling is that prana only. That please breathe, otherwise we'll fall down. So it protects that body. Even when we are winking also, even at that time also, that is prana only. In the deathbed also, the prana goes away. Pranmaya Kush. Then comes prana, 5 types of air. First was prana. Then comes saman. Saman does what? Saman distributes the food. It actually it converts the food. It turns the food into energy. Okay, that eaten food, that is anna rasa, and now it is getting converted. So how much food is eaten is not important. Not important in how much is being getting converted into that energy. That is the thing that is being digested. That is more important. We may eat many things. If our stomach does not digest it, it will all come out. It won't help our body to get nourished. Similarly, here, this saman, it is converting that food into energy. Then Vyan. Vyan does what? Vyan takes all the food. I'm just giving you in gist. I'm giving you in one line. So here, if you see in Vedanta Sar, we had discussed it in a quite a bit there. So here, Vyan food, Vyan Vayu, what does it do? Vyan takes all the food throughout the body, through the blood vessels and all. That is called Vyan. So you need some force to take the blood also all over the body. This is Vyan Vayu. Because otherwise, if there's no force, the blood won't flow. Then comes Apan. Whatever the waste is there, the waste is being taken out by that Apan Vayu only. Otherwise the body will decompose because all the toxins, if it is stored in the body, then it is poisonous for the body. And that is why here this Apan Vayu, it takes out all the unrequired, unnecessary products of the body, toxics from the body. Then comes Udan Vayu. What does Udan do? Ut. Ut means when that pran goes up. So Udgaranat Udana. So all the involuntary actions like sneezing, hiccups, or when we are burping, all these things, vomiting. Okay, so these things are done. Anaichik Kriya, it is called. Anaichik Kriya, that is involuntary actions, that is done by this Udan Vayu. In 15th chapter, this Udan Vayu has been explained like Grihitvaitani Sanyati Vayur Gandhani Vashyat. This one, this Udan Vayu is only described through that shlok. But it takes out that jeev also, and it like that flower, like that the air. It takes the fragrance with that air, fragrance from the flower with that air. Similarly, the Sudanvayu, it will take that Jivatma through the sense organs. Sense organs also they travel. Grihitvaitani. Etani means their sense organs. So when carbon dioxide is there, it has to be cleaned and all. We need this pranavayu. What does it do? It brings in oxygen. It will clear the carbon dioxide. It will exhale and inhale. So on the mukh, on the face, there is pranavayu that is acting. And if it is not there, person dies. So tiredness that we experience is the dharma of this pranmay kosh. It is not the dharma of my atma. Okay, because lack of pran is missing. That is why our capacity is affected. So that is why here, this is when, if you remember in Chandogya Upanishad, who all were there in that when we were seeing that the teacher had asked, Shwetketu was asked by his teacher not to take food. And after that, after 7 days, he could not chant anything, could not think about anything because food was not there, because pran was not there. So that food is converted to, in energy to that pran only. When we have got a lot of pran, that time what happens? A lot of alertness is there. A lot of alertness, spontaneous our reactions, our response, that right effort in a small time. It is all in a small time. The jigyasa vritti also in a person will go away if the jignasa person will also go away if a person does not have pran in them. Okay, because brain is exhausted. So through brain only you can think. Listening is interesting only when jigyasa vritti is there. How does jigyasa vritti work? When we are listening to something, and that time when something comes up in our mind, oh, acha, it is like that. This, oh. When I'm continuously interacting with my experiences, my past experiences, through those experiences. So in this way, what happens is jigyasa vritti is active. But if my pran is not there, if I'm very tired, if I'm thirsty, I'm feeling weak, I'm not well, that time this pran is not working. When the pran is not working, my listening will also get affected. Actually, all my actions will get affected. So this pranamaya kosha is very important. So kosh aspect is what? That I am hungry, I'm thirsty, I'm fresh, I'm powerful. All these are energetic. Atma does not have all these things. So our attention has to go that we have to separate that Atma from that pranamaya kosha. Both are different. At present, I become that. This is kosh buddhi. This is kosh buddhi. Whenever I'm feeling tired, why can't I see? I discriminate and see that it is not me who I'm getting tired. This is pranamaya. This is the dharma of that pranamaya kosh. It's not my dharma to be getting tired. Because Atma does not have any part, Atma does not have any body, Atma does not have any shape. How can it? Or it does not have any vikar, it does not have modifications. Then how can it feel tired? Tiredness means what something has got out of my body. Atma is everywhere. Nothing can go out or nothing can come in that Atma. So we cannot say that Atma is getting tired. Who is getting tired? Who is getting thirsty? Who is getting hungry? That pranamaya kosh, not me. So pranamaya, let that pranamaya sharir be there. Pranamaya sharir is there. Pranamaya kosh is there. Pranamaya atma. So we have converted that pranamaya sharir into pranamaya atma through pranamaya kosh. In between that kosh buddhi, where is it acting? It is acting in my mind, in my buddhi. It has covered. Remember always how it has covered. Remember that example. How it has covered, like the wave has covered the water. It is not covering. Otherwise, the Atma, something has to be bigger than Atma to cover that Atma. Like this tablecloth is covering the table. So if that Pranamaya Kosh is covering that Atma, and I feel that I am thirsty, I am hungry, I, in bracket I. That means that Pranamaya Kosh is bigger than Atma because it is covering. That's not possible. So if it is not possible, then that means it is covering only in the mind, in the buddhi, in the intellect. There we have to work. So whenever we feel tired, thirsty, hungry, it is not actually covering, but that dharma of that pranamaya kosh, I'm putting it on myself and I become that. That is the kosh. Kosh dhatu. That is the kosh. So here again and again, we have to discriminate. We have to divide or separate both of them and see that Atma is separate. These koshas are separate. And my kosh cannot become Atma. It has to be different. So kosh is superimposed on that self only, on myself only, and I become like that. So energy, becoming energetic or depression or everything, all these are of the Pranmaya kosh only. I am not concerned about it at all. Atma, is not concerned with that at all. Again and again, this should be our exercise. Again and again, this should be our abhyas. Otherwise, we have become whatever we are today by abhyas only. Again, we have to rewind it. We have to put the back gear and go back. Okay. So whenever we are very easily, we are very vulnerable, we are easily susceptible to the outside situation, to the outside sorrows, joys of the world. Little of something happens and we are out. We are not very strong. And that is why we have got this body. That is why we are stuck into this sansar. Only this is the reason. So happiness won't be there. Actual happiness won't be there unless we discriminate both of them and see that what is that kosher, what is that pranmaya kosher. So we have all put the conditioning of all these are 5 conditionings only. Annamaya, pranmaya, manomaya, vigyanmaya, anandmaya. There are 5 conditionings. There are 5 personalities that we put on ourselves, and we have become what we are not. We have become what we are not, and because we have become what we are not, then naturally the dharma of the asat will affect us. That will affect us, and then we become sad. Actually, we are not sad personalities. We are the happiest ones. But see how we are. So if this pranmaya kosh is not, we are talking about pranmaya kosh. So if this pranmaya kosh is not very healthy, then what happens? And he won't be a very long time player. Wherever we are, we have to face the challenges. We have to be long players. If we are on the inning for a long time, then only we can score runs. If we get out, then we cannot score runs. So wherever we are placed, there only we have to find out our Kurukshetra. It is not that, you see, when we are here, when we go for our Vedanta course and all, I'm talking about myself. When we go to the mission, when we do the course and all, we are not told that we will be sent. We are not asked whether you like to go to such and such a place. Wherever the requirement is, there you have to go. You have to be there. An army soldier, army person is not asked whether you can go there or not. He has to go. Similarly, here also, wherever we are placed by our prarabdha, we don't have any choice actually. We feel that we are choosing a job. We feel we are choosing a family. We feel we are choosing our spouse. But actually, it is given. No, I have chosen my job. You feel like that. It is good if you feel like that. But tell me, the job opportunities that you got, that was sent by someone or not? If that wasn't sent, then you wouldn't have been into that job. Even if now something happens, some project or something, if something happens and you have to leave that job, then it's not in our hand. Till we are placed there, we have to be there. There's no choice. And wherever we are placed, there we have to respond our best. We have to give our response to the best of the situation. How do you know that our response is best or not? By how calm our mind is after that response. The feeling, how calm our mind is after that response. If our mind is chaotic after that response and my mind is not very quiet or serene, then that, and my mind is again and again going to that response that I gave, that means that it was not the best response I gave. And it is only because of my pranamaya coach was not proper at that time. It was not healthy at that time. So always we have to make that pranamaya coach such that we play long innings wherever we are. How to make that? We can exercise, we can keep our mind healthy. All the vital 5 pranayam helps a lot here, isn't it? In Kapil Gita, in Bhagavatam, Devhuti Ma, to Devhuti Ma, Kapil Ji told that pranayam will help a lot here to control that mind also. So through pranayam, we can control the mind. We can have our best response wherever we are working. So in this way, here we have completed this pranamaya kosha. All the koshas are important. Yes, all the koshas are important. Okay. So we saw Annamaya kosha, we saw Pranamaya kosha. Because why is all the koshas important? Because all of them have different dharmas. Annamaya kosha is different. Annamaya kosha is completely different than the Pranamaya kosha. So what Annamaya kosha can do, Pranamaya kosha cannot do. All have their separate importance. Like all the 5 fingers have separate importance. We cannot say that we don't need this finger, or this is the smallest one, I don't want this, I'll keep it in the fridge. We cannot say like that. All the 5 are important. And we don't know also when we are using. So similarly here also, when we are acting, I mean when we are doing anything, doing any action, all the 5 koshas that are working automatically, they are working. But I don't know which one is working at what time. Annamaya, without Annamaya kosh, nothing can express. It cannot express. So, and without Pranamaya kosh, no activity can be done. And now if we come more, now we are going to see Manomaya kosh. Manomaya kosh is more subtle. If the mind is not there, again Pran won't work. I won't know whether my hand is going up or down. I'll slip somewhere because I won't see see down whether there is a banana peel or something. I'll step on it and I'll fall down because my manomaya kosh is not right. So all of them are working in integration. See how it is. Perfect system. This body is a perfect system. And nobody interferes with the others. even when the sense organs of perception are seen, all the 5 sense organs of perception, eyes won't say that I've worked a lot, huh? Now what the years, it won't tell years that today I'm going to have my holiday, today is Sunday, today years you work for me. It won't say like that. Okay, so now we come to manomaya kosha. So manomaya kosha also, Shubhashish, can you please share the screen? Yes, manomaya kosha. Manomaya kosha kaha मनश्च ज्ञानेन्द्रिय पंचकम मिलित्वा यो भवति स मनोमयः कोशः मनोमयः कोशः कः मनश्च ज्ञानेन्द्रिय पंचकम मिलित्वा यो भवति स मनोमय कोशः. So now what is manomay kosha? Like there in Vijnanmay Kosh, in Pranamay Kosh, it was 5 vital airs and 5 sense organs of action. Here it is saying mind and sense organs of action, sense organs of perception, not action. Okay, action has been taken there in Pranamay Kosh. So here it is mind and 5 sense organs of perception, what we are perceiving. Why? Because otherwise, if mind is not there, mind is the headquarter. The mind is not there. Many times it happens with me that many people are there because my mind is not that person. And next day I'll ask him, "Are yesterday you were not there. You were absent." So no, I was there. But why? Because my mind was not there, so that impression did not fall on it. In this way, here also we need Jnanendriya Panchakam. So 2-3 roles of mind are there. So when we see an object, what happens? How is the Gyan taking place? Today I'm going to tell you 2 things. One is Vritti, Vyapti, and other is Phala Vyapti. We have seen this, but you should know how a thing is grasped, how a thing is perceived. See, like when we want to see this watch, what is happening? What do I need? I need that light to fall and to engulf, bathe this watch. Otherwise, I won't be able to see this watch. Okay. Now, if I am seeing this watch, what is happening? The light of consciousness from within goes through the light of consciousness from that eyes, and it will engulf this completely. It will completely engulf this, and then what happens? I feel that this is a watch. This is a watch. I'm still not knowing it. This is half of that process. So this is called vritti vyapti, when my vritti from inside is going and overlapping, overwhelming that object, and I know that this is an object. But this is only half away. Second comes when I say, I know this object. This is not a pen. This is not an elephant. This is not a dog. Then what is it? This is not a plant. And what is it? This is a watch. When I say that I know that this is a watch, this is called phalavyapti. So wherever this gyan is taking place in the common world, in the world outside, it is not related to Atma, okay? In Atma, phalavyapti does not take place. That is why I'm differentiating both of them. So when we are looking at any object of the world, then what happens? Then vritti vyapti is happening. My vritti goes out and it is enveloping the whole watch, whole object, and I feel that I know that vritti takes the shape of that object. That vritti from inside will take the shape of that object. I'm not looking at you. When I look at you, that object is not going in my mind. What is going? The shape of that vritti takes your shape and it goes inside, and I feel I know you. So it is like this. And the second is mind is emotion based. It identifies. Mind has got emotions. So emotion based means what? Before action, before you do any action, some emotion should be formed. Otherwise, we won't act. Unless we have got emotions, we won't act. So this is the place, the Manomay Kosh is the place of compassion, of humility, magnanimity, of knowledge, of emotions, all love, sacrifice. And more is this developed, more the Manomay Kosh is developed, more we can love anybody, more we can sacrifice for anything, more we can sacrifice for the higher goal. We can have a grateful heart. Unless this Manomay Kosh is developed, we cannot have gratitude in our mind. Okay. So like if someone has lot of knowledge, then there is more of humility and surrender. I bring that knowledge out and I'll get from that person. So this is what this who says that, who does that? This Manomay Kosh will bring that thing. Manomay Kosh will only bring that emotion. So Vignyanmay Kosh, next Vignyanmay Kosh is that Kosh has got our notions there. But here it is a seat of bhavna, emotions. This is a seat of emotions. And wherever we are interacting outside also in the world, like talking to a servant, interacting with other people outside, our family people, our kids, anybody we are talking, there we need this Manomay Kosh. Because if that sensitivity is not developed, then that we will give a wrong response. And if we give a wrong response, that response will backfire. And then again and again, my mind won't be free. My mind will again and again go to that same response. And then it will feel I should have given a better response. My mind will be hooked up somewhere. It won't be free. So this Manomay Kosh is the seat of all my puja, of my aradhana, of my upasana, of my love for Lord, for devotion, my concentration. They're all connected. If somebody is doing a lot of tapasya, because his manomay kosh is developed. Because and everything we should, this person whose manomay kosh is developed, he'll take the dukh also as prasad buddhi. He'll feel that this has come from my Lord only. This come from my Guru only. So I need not react. I'll respond. I have got a lot of things from him. This is just like our Gurudev sometimes used to, he used to give prasad, so sometimes he used to give chilies as prasad. And those people who used to love him, they used to take those chilies and they used to eat in front of him only. This is Manomay Kosh. A lot of bhavna is there. So if we have got fever, we can think that this is from the Lord only. If any dukh is there like that, if any success is there, that is from the Lord. So in this way, this Manomay Kosh, this helps us to, to do a lot of sadhana. Like Ramji had a lot, had a very developed Manomay Kosh. How? He never reacted when Ma Keki sent him for exile. He felt, no, she has given a lot, and wherever I am placed, I am happy. I don't uh, need to grumble over things. So success in life is this only, that whatever life is giving to me, I feel that I should become more purer through that experience. More purer. Purity should be developed. Okay, so mind is a very good instrument if we can develop this mind. If we can develop this mind, it is a very good instrument. Okay, Uddharet Atmanatmanam Natmanam Navasade. That slok is also there. Bandhur Atma Atmanastasya Yenatmaivatmanajitaha Anatmanastu Shatrutve Vartet Atmaiva Shatru. 6th chapter, 5th and 6th shlokas. All these say. And this mind is only our friend. This mind is only our enemy. But we have to make that. We have to convert that. Right now our mind is our enemy. We have to convert that mind from enemy to a friend. Okay, so action is not over on completion of that action. Acha, then when is it complete? When the fruit of that fulfillment comes, at that time it is completed. If that fulfillment is not there, that means somewhere my Manomay Kosh is not developed. Okay, so then this Manomay Kosh and Vigyanmay Kosh. Vigyanmay Kosh works in a line and Manomay Kosh works in circles. It will go round and round, because it identifies Manomay Kosh. Mind identifies. Mind needs some love. Mind needs some praise. Mind needs some attachment. There only it will sublimate itself. There only it will um, say that yes, I offer itself. Offer itself. It will offer itself. It needs some higher origin. So it is identifying always. That is why it goes in circles. But this one, it is straight. This Vijnanmay Kosh, it works straight. Okay. So here we finish this Manomay Kosh also. Anybody has any question? Vijnanmay Kosh we will see next time, tomorrow. Pranamay Kosh we saw and Manomay Kosh we saw. Anybody has any question? Anybody understood?
Yeah, I've allowed you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. So anybody has any questions? Otherwise, we'll wind up. No? Shubhashish, Seemaji? No question? Okay, we'll wind up. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Hari Om